Hello everyone, Agion here, another Steel Division Normandy 44 replay. So on the south side as the Canadians, we have OSarinha. So on the north side as the 116th Panzer, we have the Astonished man. The 116th, of course, does have access to Panzer 3s, but that is relatively inferior to the Ram 2 because it has superior armor. However, you can get one can get up to Ram 2s per game, both in Battle Phase A, versus all the Panzer 3s available in Battle Phase A. So 116th Panzer will have access to more vehicles and tanks. You got a large occupational force by the Canadian player. We only got a perimeter occupation by the Astonished man. OSarinha is also sending over some basic defenses along the left side, basic reconnaissance over on the right side. We got even a sniper out, a sniper scouts, not the Veteran C2 elite one, but either way. Was that Major Leo, if I remember correctly? Either way, we do got 2 squads of stormtroopers, 1 flamethrower team, as well as a rifleman team and some basic support weapons. Overall, non-explosive start. We do got a Pack 38 carried by a mobile Pack 36. And there goes that vehicle, and holy crap, what was that? Oh wait, no, the Humber. The Humber here, Mark IV, does in fact have armor penetration, so most likely it was killed off yet by it. It has 2 armor penetration ground. I was like, how did a rifleman take it out? That would be unusual to say the least, but Humber makes all the difference. Overall minor loss, losing that reconnaissance unit, well, transport, it's not too big of a deal. We do got some Stauch troop moving forward. And overall, just a little bit quiet in the game. I'll go ahead and just fast forward to ×2. Looks like we do got the Pack 36 on the half-track does claim the kill of the Humber. And we do got a Panzer 3 coming on out. No Ram tanks just yet. The Panzer 3 can get some time to work. These doesn't have to worry about infantry base AT unless by through this Piat team. And now we do got these Panzer Grenadiers for Storm in a very excellent position. We'll throw out their TNT. The TNT's about ready to hit, but it looks like it rolled a large miss. And the Panzer Grenadiers will be falling back. Going to be trying to move forward and go to engage the Panzer Grenadier Führer. Looks like he will throw out. Wait. Oh. Panzer Grenadier Führer threw off the smoke grenade to cover his own buddy's retreat. That's very nice. I thought that was the stormtroopers, but no, that was in fact the officer unit. You don't see that all too often. I really wish the smoke grenades have a faster throw time, because it takes quite a bit of time to throw out for something as fragile. Looks like stormtroopers did manage to in fact throw a smoke grenade on self, so it is actually relatively quickly. Just that hit with a 100-meter range, that range is quite pitiful. That's probably to be balanced. Buy him some time to retreat off, so will the Panzer Grenadier Führer. You got a flamethrower team. He could try moving that forward to this set of buildings, but he's going to be facing against vehicles, which is not the greatest thing. Stormtroopers in the Führer will. That's fine. Führer is Hitler. Warrior, however I should properly say that, did get annihilated by all the SMGs of the stormtroopers. So we do got a large buildup of forces here. We do got a mobile pack. We do got a couple autocannons as well as an officer autocannon unit. It looks like it has quieted down for a bit. We do got the Panzer 3 trying to engage. Do we see any? Yes, we do in fact see a Ram 2 moving forward. The Ram 2 does have an excellent 12 armor, which makes it very resilient to most Axis AT at this stage in the game, as well as having the reasonable 11 armor penetration main gun. The Panzer 3M will need to get in close in order to gauge it. Sniper is pitching a huge amount of suppression on the Panzer Grenadier squad. The Vickers team will provide continuous suppression. Oh, the Vickers is getting hit by this 250/3. Of course, it takes quite a bit of time to get rid of that. Flamethrower team is trying to take away these half-track units. The half flame damage is reasonable. Oh, a couple bombs coming on in. We'll just violently suppress the area. Looks like the pack will in fact down. I think that was in fact from the ram tank. Yes, it was. The other half track will be forced back. This half track will in fact go down, and we do get this smoke grenade coming out from the flamethrower team. Pia is lining up a shot, fired up a single shot, but rolls a large miss. He starts reverse moving, losing a tank to a Pia is very bad. Track's broken. That is critical, making completely vulnerable to the next Pia shot, assuming hits. Now forces a fallback because it rolls a large miss. And now the ram will be aiming down across the road, getting some, preventing him from moving forward the road. The Panzer III does in fact go down, and the ram team is providing excellent fire support across the road, down the road, pinning down the Panzer Grenadiers, forcing back the half track. Do got a Panzer Werfer with some indirect fire support. Sniper team is... Oh, looks like that wrecking team will in fact get cleaned up quite quickly from the Stotz troop. Stotz troop does in fact have an LMG, G43s, and SMG. Excellent mid to close range squad. It looks like the Panzer Werfer barrage will force the suppression on the Ram 2. So there's nearby units preventing a surrender, so running your half tracks forwards will not accomplish anything. Man carrier reverse moving to the Stotz troop, which it has... Oh, it does have back one rear armor, so it won't be vulnerable. We do got these autocannon units now and half tracks moving forward. The Panzer III now moving on forward. Ram 2 is still a very big problem. The universal carrier does in fact go down, but the sniper team will clean up the rest of that Stotz troop. Ram has recovered from suppression, but there's still a lot of fire in the town, so you quickly regain the suppression if you runs over that stuff. You got this mechanized assault coming along the right side. We'll secure a huge amount of ground, creating this massive bulge, but there is a 17-pounder here. We'll claim the most expendable of that half-track group. Now you got some Panzer Grenadiers into some very good line-of-sight buildings. Actually, he's not in a building. He's sitting on a little shed right there. It does have access to LMGs over the one Bren in return. And the MG42 is an excellent suppression platform, while the Bren not so. We got this 250 going to be running forward. Looks like we got some grenades as well as a flamer coming in. That squad can get killed off quite quickly since it's open topped. We in fact have some more reinforcing half-track units coming down the center of town. The Ram 2 engaging the Panzer III at this range. Either side can engage, but however the Ram 2 is more slotted out to win with the higher armor penetration. The Panzer III is forced to be bailed out, now lost all of its ammo, and soon will be dead. That bailed out tank's taking way too many shots to get off. It's just sitting there, unmanned. Nice bombing run will pin down these Panzer Grenadiers. These half tracks are starting to move their way forward. The 6-pounder has not repositioned to the edge of this tree line. That would be an excellent spot for it. Rifleman will be hitting the Stotz troop. Panzer Werfer lining another shot, but still in the reloading state. The Rifleman will get ripped apart thanks to all these nearby autocannons. Lynx could go ahead and try peppering them, but that won't do too much. So armed with a single Bren. Panzer Werfer barrage coming on in, knowing what the 6-pounder is, will pin it down, preventing any additional fire. That's actually quite important. You may not be able to kill it off, but pinning it down is great. Stotz Trooper are actually spotting it, and the half-tracks will rip it apart quite quickly. Ram 2 needs a ring to engage these half-tracks. Oh, but it's getting hit by in the side armor, side rear-ish armor by the Pak 38. That is a very vulnerable spot. And there goes the Ram 2. That is actually a unfortunate movement error. We do got a Sherman 3 command tank coming forward. Probably doesn't have equipped a second Ram tank for our tank. And the Sherman 3 does only have 10 armor of the 12 armor of the Ram 2, and the Panzer 3 is more likely to have a better time engaging it. Or still needs to get in a little bit. We do got Flame Half-Track ripping apart these riflemen. They'll be forced to forward fall back or get burned alive. Will get burned alive. I'm trying to pan, but I always forget that this game doesn't have panning, or at least not through the middle mouse button. You can use it through the arrow keys. But that's still not exactly a pan, but more like arrow keys to move instead of side of the screen. Reinforcing Panzer 3 is coming forward. The aircraft has no opposition in the air, but is not having any targets to strafe. Sherman 3 is forcing back some of these half-tracks now. Looks like this town is largely being reclaimed by the Axis player. However, the Sherman tank is ripping apart this insurgent force, this harassing force. Battle Phase B has been initiated for a little less than 2 minutes. We do have to see access to a larger and heavier stuff. The point difference has now gone in favor of back into the Canadian player, getting a plus 50 income, while the Astonished man only gets, the Panzer 116th player will only get a plus 10. So now this is more be slotted back to get the Canadians back in the Canadian players' game, OSarinha. Sarnia? Sarina? Sarnia. I think. So we do in fact see some heavier aircraft coming in out. The Mosquitoes coming for carpet bombings. We do got a 6-pounder here engaging these half-tracks. Does get some good hits into them. Destroys the ammo from one of them. And there goes the flame half-track. Sherman 3 is now moving forward, but this Panzer Grenadier unit is an excellent unit to be in this area, having the Panzerfaust able to quickly kill off or damage the Sherman tank. Reinforcing infantry is coming in. There could be stormtroopers. Oh, this one's Veteran C2, so maybe a stormtrooper. The other one's most likely a rifles. So we do in fact see our rifles and stormtroopers. Now these riflemen are getting spotted. We do got Pioneer here, not in bundle grenade range. That is a bit of an oversight. Granted, this flamethrower team could help assist burning the Pioneer squad if he gets out of the building, but he only has 2 members, so he'll get ripped apart quite quickly. We do got a Piet on this command team. Will roll 2 misses. It does deal severe amount of suppression. And so we do got a Panzer here, an excellent tank destroyer. 14 frontal armor, 12 armor penetration. Ooh! The reinforcing pack will kill off the Sherman 3. These riflemen are currently pinned down. So is the rifle leader. Now just leaving the flamethrower team and this one sniper to save the day. Flamethrower team will pin down the Pioneers team. They'll be forced to fall back. They won't be able to engage anytime soon. Stormtroopers are moving forward using their own smoke grenade as cover. We could throw out another smoke grenade to help assist in his advance. Panzer doing a little bit of a dance, trying to aim at something. Do got some reinforcing rifles, but they're in open ground. It's quickly pinned down, especially thanks to this mobile pack. Riflemen pinned down, and we do got these stormtroopers trying to the Panzer. They burn out, but just try to throw some grenades, and will be forced to surrender. The stormtroopers do not have gammon bombs; they have smoke grenades and TNT charges. German 3 engaging the pack. The pack does have equal arm penetration with armor, so it will be having severe trouble. But a nice bombing run will provide a massive amount of suppression, and the Sherman tank will go and finish it off. We've got a Panzerwerfer barrage in this area, pinning down the pack team, and will be start burning nearby units and damage them as well. Flamethrower team running low on fuel as well as running out of men will be killed off. Sherman tank will be moving forward. Jagdpanzer has its side armor exposed. Jagdpanzer is now rotating in order to engage, I think, the universal carrier actually. Now the Jagdpanzer is engaged to the frontal armor to the Sherman tank. The Jagdpanzer will most likely win out in this frontal engagement. More armor penetration, yeah. More veterancy and accuracy. Ooh, the Bedford did get hit a bit by there, I think by the Panzer Grenadier unit. It will do a timely evac, however, so they will not get immediately killed off. Spitfire strafing the Opel Blitz, trying to displace it. Will displace it. Bombing run coming on in. He is trying to hit the Jagdpanzer. Will force a fallback on the Jagdpanzer, so he could try moving forward in order to engage it, but he probably doesn't really see it actually right now. You got air superiority fighter coming in at MB-19 versus Spitfire. The Spitfire is out of 50 cal ammo, or is that 20 millimeter? And is being forced back thanks to the autocannon of the 259. Looks like this unit will get shot down. Will in fact get splashed down. Panzer III now moving on forward. It is a Panzer IIIL, so it has one less star of veterancy. I think its armor is largely the same. It may have one armor difference on the side or rear armor, but the frontal armor is still the same. We've got a couple flamethrower teams in white trucks. I believe these are 6-man flamethrower teams. Or they are in fact 5-man flamethrower teams. They do not have any TNT or smoke, so they're a little bit vulnerable. But then again, not many people actually use all smoke grenades on a unit, or really at all. Not many people use them. They can be quite effective, and we saw in the beginning of the game they were used to effect. Panzer Grenadiers will go and run away in time. With only 2 members left, they're most likely going to try and sneak around. They have 2 sets of hands to use the LMGs, so they still have excellent long-range damage. Ooh, there goes a command unit going down. As the Warfare Barrage being fired, will pin down the Assault Pioneers, doing massive damage to both of them. There goes another universal carrier, but ooh, there goes the Panzer IV, the Panzer III to the Wolverine. The Wolverine does, of course, have access to the extended range, as well as a big gun. Jagdpanzer has the extended range itself, 6 accuracy with 0 stars of natural veterancy, over 1 star of natural veterancy, still 6 accuracy. But the Wolverine still only has 13 arm penetration, so we will need to get in a bit closer in order to be able to penetrate it. Track will in fact go down. Jagdpanzer trying to move forward and engage the Sherman tank. This could go either way. We do got a Ju-88 coming for a massive bombing run, which will do wipe out 2 models of the Assault Pioneer squad. Largely not worth it. Sherman tank is trying to move forward, trying to get out of the vision range of the Jagdpanzer in order to prevent it from getting killed off quickly. He could try rushing forward. Actually, rushing forward may be a really good option. Say, come around to this little avenue here. The Lynx is currently being targeted. We do got bombing run coming on in. Sherman tank didn't manage to live out. The Assault Pioneers are still pinned down, but they could try jumping. Once they get unpinned down, they could try jumping forward in order to force a surrender. They're still pinned down. They are still pinned down. Oh, but it looks like the Jagdpanzer is now safely out of range to be forced surrendered. Sherman tank is going to be engaging this reconnaissance unit over here. Pioneers just recovered, but they're too far away. The Lynx could try going in for Pioneer or Panzer Grenadier squad. One of those 2 squads just quickly guy. We do got now a Ju-87 coming on in. Does have 9 arm penetration, so you can easily penetrate side and rear armor of vehicles. Ooh, but the Wolverine gets hit, forces the bailout. nothing in the area. This Spitfire is trying to, oh, Mosquito, I should say, is trying to engage. It does have excellent armament, but doesn't really have the radius. But we do got quickly reinforced Spitfire to shoot it down. Losing the Wolverine is problematic, but he already killed off the Panzer III, so it's largely fine. Killing off that Ju-87 is quite important. The Sherman tank will go ahead and fall back. The Panzer is going to be moving forward. You got an Achilles coming in now, a bigger gun. The Achilles does have 17 pounder, 16 armor penetration, of course the extended range, which can penetrate the front armor of the Panzer, but the Panzer still has much. Well, that's only a difference of 4, so actually they're actually relatively equal. We got +4 armor penetration over armor for the Achilles, and +4 armor penetration over armor for the Panzer, so they're very equal. But the Sherman tank gets a lucky penetrating hit onto the frontal armor, resulting in the death of it. Now this Achilles is actually a little bit not necessary. It is an AT unit, but it has nothing to shoot at. There is a Panzer just been reinforced. The Achilles can still use a handful of HE rounds to engage enemy infantry units. Overall, this flank is still very collapsed in. The Axis player has to stand a huge ticket lead at +2. At 61% at 1,000 tickets. The Canadian player will need to take quite a bit in order to get this back in the game. Granted, the Panzer is now down, so that's a huge anti-tank asset now off the field. We do got some reinforcing units though. We've got the Movawagen, excellent AA piece. Not preventing that Spitfire from dropping any bombs. That's actually quite important. We got a Panzer IIIL along the flanks. We've got this Bedford forced to deploy thanks to the Act 36 on this half track. Where's that Pack 35? Pack 35 actually, so I've been saying it wrong this entire game. As Grenadiers was spotted by the Sherman tank, it's quickly forced to be pinned down and now forced to fall back. You got this half track poking forward, but will get killed off by his PM. You got Panzer IV now coming on out. 4 armor penetration, 8 armor. Much more armor penetration than the Panzer III, only slightly more armor than a Panzer. And Warfare Barrage eyeing to suppress this Sherman tank. This will get fully suppressed then. Coming on in from the Mosquito. See where they're going to land. A large miss. Ooh, that sounds like a good. And a Sherman tank that goes down. Panzer IV? Yes, it was in fact to the Panzer IV. The Achilles is still out, so we do still have excellent anti-tank capability for the Canadian player. Losing that Sherman tank is very problematic. We got a dogfight coming on out with the unvetted Spitfire versus AA Veteran C2 units. 2 Veteran C2 units will get ripped to shreds. Even a couple strafing runs off the boot. We do got a Veteran C2 AA Crusader, an excellent AA piece. It has 3 armor as well, so it doesn't have to worry about rifle fire. But this Panzer IV will be still problematic to it. Soul Pioneers will be pinned down and slowly ripped apart. the AA tank will force it back. We got a Mosquito coming in as well, another air supporting fire. More Crusader tanks will force it to be splashed down. Another Ju-87 coming on in. But Warbefax, thanks to the Crusader tanks, it was definitely moving out to engage their Achilles. The AA tank has been spotted by the Panzer IV, and it cannot fight against it. It will just die, or fall back in this case. The strafing run we saw a long time ago on that Opel Blitz, he still has not retasked it to refill the Panzerwerfer, so the Panzerwerfer has not been reloading this pretty much the entire game. You got this Ram 2 OP coming on out. The Ram 2 will be able to call in 140mm howitzer fire. But this Panzer IV is moving forward, and this Achilles, well, it will be in range, but it doesn't have a line of sight of it. And this Panzer IV will come into range of the Ram OP. In fact, it will just come in barely into sight. And if he takes that out, that is a huge bonus. It has not even called on single fire operations just yet. The Achilles will now retarget. No, it still does not have vision. And the Ram OP is trying to run away, but has its side armor exposed. Panzer IV. Oh, he got behind this little bush. We'll buy him some time. The Lynx does go down, so we'll no longer inspire the nearby Achilles. Panzer III will be engaging the bailed out 10. We do got a supporting Wolverine coming up now. 2 AT options. The Achilles is lining up a shot on something under the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV gets a decisive shot, killing off the Achilles. That is a massive blow. That is the heaviest asset he had on the field, but now he only has a single Wolverine versus 2 tanks. Ram OP is now receiving fire from the Panzer IV. Receiving 2 bounces. It does have, of course, 12 armor. Excellent amount of armor. We got a bombing run coming on in. I think there was a fire operation from the Ram OP, but now the Ram is bailed out. He's now lost his incredibly valuable unit. And we got the Spitfire now being gunned, but the Crusader AA tank will force back the aircraft. And he didn't pull. What I'm saying is that Ram OP did not use all of its fire operations. That's a massive loss. We got some reinforcing Pioneers. Assault Pioneers can't really do all well versus the Pioneers with their 2 bundle grenades. A bomb run coming in forces the death of the Assault Pioneer. Rifles are forced to be pinned down. And the Canadian player does not have much left in this game. +2 income, no way to really force back the field control. This game's pretty much over. I'm just going ahead and fast forward, see if we can't see anything too unusual. Got some bomb runs. We'll pick off a couple units. But, ooh, the Panzer IV does in fact go down to the Wolverine, and we do in fact have a Sherman Firefly coming on out. An excellent AT option. Do got a... no, not a... surrender of that Pioneer squad. Moose managed to get out of there. Jagdpanzer engaged the Wolverine, killing it off. Firefly can engage the Jagdpanzer's more solid to win out. The Crusader AA will force back the Ju-87, so they haven't done all too much except taking out that one M10. You got air superiority fighter here trying to engage the Spitfire, but not enough AA has gone into it. And he will actually save the Ju-87, and looks like he received some more AA fire as well, forcing it back. No aircraft gets splashed down in that engagement. Stormtroopers and rifles moving forward, but they'll be forced to deploy early thanks to the nearby tanks. Sniper scouts are moving on forward. They probably have been spotted, maybe spotted soon by the Stosh troop, perhaps. But they're both in heavy cover, so perhaps not. The Axis player is reaching to 2,000 tickets at +3 income. It would be hard pressed in order to actually secure it. secure victory. You got some reinforcing units over here, Sherman 3, but will immediately be pinned down thanks to the bombing strike. And with the final parts of the game closing up, you see a priest DD, but nothing really in order to gauge the armor. Priest DD is aiming and hitting the Panzer forward, but with no AP. Oh, we do got a rocket run. And this is the end of the replay. A very good gameplay by the 116th player. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.